the hormones are raging. But I think once you get maybe out of that school environment, I think people now that are growing up are going to be, oh, this guy's tabs are expired by 9 months, 10 months. I think a lot of people are going to be just kind of hesitant to do stuff that they might have done 30, 40 years ago as far as interacting with the opposite sex. Well, men aren't scared to interact with men, right? But men are scared to interact with women. You know, and even a guy that is totally a good-looking guy might be scared to do it just because of the stories you've heard. And you know, women not really, you know, they want to play hard to get, but then they also want you to, you know, no means no. And you know, so it's like, well, what do you want? It's like, well, I really only want to be approached by good-looking guys that I'm into. Well, I'm sorry, that's just like not how it works. You know, you can either be approached by a lot of people, and then you can be a courteous woman and, you know, be respectful and you know, only choose to talk to the ones that you want, which is how it should be. Or you can get what you're getting, which is people are just going to be scared to interact with anyone. And again, for the reasons I already stated, you know, getting rejected is not fun, and then fearing that the woman is going to take some sort of action against you is totally discouraging. I mean, you don't want to get involved in that, because it becomes a he said she said game. And again, we know that when a man and woman are involved, people are just inclined to believe the woman, right? Before any evidence is presented, like, it's basically you're guilty until proven innocent in that scenario. And I think it's, you know, even if you look at, well, I'll make a point here about what I was talking about earlier about meeting people. Like I said, a bar is an example where a lot of people maybe go. Another one I said is the gym. So, of course, with this pandemic, the gym has not really been open for the better part of a year. And I used to go to the gym probably 2 to 3 times a week for, you know, 2 hours a time roughly. So I'd be at the gym for, you know, 5 to 7 hours a week, sometimes a little bit less. I usually wasn't there for more than 3 days a week, because that's a lot. I would stay, you know, 2 hours a time for 3 hours, or 2 hours a time 3 days a week was plenty enough for me. But I haven't really lifted weights in months. I basically just go running now and maybe do some push-ups and sit-ups and that sort of thing, because I don't have access to a gym, and I don't want to deal with all the bullshit of having to wear a mask or having to schedule an appointment and have them, you know, tell me what I can and can't do and wipe down all my equipment after every time I use it. It's just a joke. Not saying, you know, obviously that's what they have to do, but I just choose not to participate in it. And I value my personal health a lot. I used to, you know, I used to really need to go to the gym. It was something I needed to do in order to feel mentally and physically okay. But your body just goes through habits and habitual stuff, and so you have to kind of change. I still have to get exercise, but, you know, I've definitely lost muscle. I'm a little bit thinner looking, but I still have, you know, kept up on my running, and like I said, just kind of stuff that I can do on my own. I probably run 10 to 15 miles a week, so, you know, I'm still running a decent amount. But even when I went to the gym, you know, when I was growing up, technology, you know, 15 years ago, like in 2005, it just wasn't really a big thing. Like, you know, you did have computers, but it was pretty rare for people to have headsets, you know, working out, walking around, because there wasn't I guess the big iPod was around, but there wasn't, you know, all these smartphones and iPods and just stuff that you could listen to with, you know, headphones that were small, or wireless headphones now, the earbuds. So when you go to the gym, everyone's in their own world. I mean, yes, they're physically at the same place, but they're wearing headphones, they're doing their own workout, they're not paying attention to anyone. And if anyone says anything to them, it's like seen as, why the fuck are you talking to me? Like, that's the response they have. And people just don't really know how to talk to each other. So that's what I've seen going to the gym. I mean, there are groups of people sometimes that work out together, but most people are just, you know, it's no different than going on a train or on a bus. People are like, this is 100% true. I had to go on jury duty about a year ago for like 3.5 weeks. I had to go to this case because I got summoned and I got elected for jury duty. And I rode the bus into Seattle because Seattle is an absolute shit show, and there's nowhere to park, and they charge you for parking, and you got to worry about your car being vandalized. And so I said, okay, I'm just gonna ride the bus. It's like $3 or whatever, and they'll take me right down to the courthouse. So I did that, and I got on the bus, and I tried to find one other person that wasn't looking down at their phone or listening to music, staring at the wall. There must have been 50 people on the bus at least, because it's one of those really long, you know, buses that has a thing in the middle, and it's, you know, it's like a long bus. It's a big bus. And, you know, I'm on the train or I'm on the bus at 6:45 in the morning or whatever it was, you know, because the thing started at 8. Or maybe I caught the bus at 7:15 or something, I don't know. But I don't think I found one. There were several days where I was just amused to go on there, and I'm like, I didn't see one other person that wasn't either listening to something with headphones in, or was, you know, doing work on their computer, or was watching some video on their smartphone. And that was everyone. And I said, man, I remember when I was young, going on a bus or going on a train or just going out in public in general, people used to talk to each other, and people would smile at each other and say, hey, how's it going? And that's just like completely gone away. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. I mean, it seems to be taken over the way people do stuff. You know, they'd rather watch a video or listen to some podcast because it's more interesting than sitting. And to a certain extent, I mean, I agree with that. But it's kind of taken away from human interaction. So, you know, I feel like I'm going kind of faster, and people will be just flying by me. See, I'm going 60, 67, 62. But there's a lot of wind and it's cold, and the speed limit here is 60, and it's kind of an unsafe road. So, but that's how it always feels on a motorcycle. People are in the cars, are going 80 miles an hour all the time. Even on this road, there's people that die here every single like month. Look at this. There's semis and there's sharp turns, and you're going over a lot of elevation gain here, and there's no barrier. So it's a very dangerous road. And so I'll prefer to just, I'll maybe pass this truck, but you know, I don't want to get involved in an accident. I'll pass him here. It's just such a dangerous road though. But yeah, I don't think the only thing you can really do as a guy is just, you kind of just have to understand how women think, and you know, it's not it's both sexes are to blame for certain things, and women that are young and good looking just have a lot more options than men do. And you know, men that are very good looking are always going to have options, but you know, like I said earlier, the men that are really good looking are they're gonna get involved with all sorts of women because it's easy. And so, you know, the women that they get involved with all of a sudden think that they only should deserve the best guy. And there's just not enough guys that want to settle down. You know, the guys that look like that, there's a reason they don't settle down. It's just because, you know, why would you want to? You're having the best time of your life. You're getting to have a lot of different partners. You're getting a lot of attention in general. You're always being chased by females. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that would be hard for me to walk away from as well. So I don't think they can really be blamed for that. But it is very hypocritical of that same woman who, you know, spent 10 years of her life being very desirable and chased by men, to the moment she turns 32 and that goes away, now she's getting all butthurt about, you know, where's my knight in shining armor? Where did all the good guys go? You know, why are guys so shallow? You know, I'm looking for something serious, no more time to fool around. Well, the only reason you're looking for something serious is because no one wants to fool around with you anymore. They don't want to chase you down. They're busy doing that with people who are 10 years younger than you.